Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS news for Thursday, June 1. Jamaica has now recorded 4 consecutive fiscal years of economic growth following an estimated 1.1% outturn for 2016-2017. That projection comes from the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ. Director General Dr. Wayne Henry says last year's figure was underpinned by growth of 2.8% in the goods-producing sector and 0.6% in the services industry. As he addressed to the PIOJ's quarterly media briefing on Tuesday, Dr. Henry said continued growth in the range of 2 to 3% was still projected for the 2017-2018 fiscal year.
Based on, among other things, the following. 1. The resumption of alumina production at Alpart and the plans for expansion. 2. Efforts to ensure the effective and timely implementation of GOJ-supported capital projects. 3. The continued capacity expansion in the tourism industry.
Dr. Henry says increased economic activity is expected to be supported by an increase in global growth, but he cautions that adverse weather conditions remain a major risk.
A recent release from the National Hurricane Center in the U.S. indicates that 2017 will experience above normal hurricane activity. Recent events highlight our vulnerability to adverse weather conditions and underscore the need for us as a country that while we continue to build our economic infrastructure and business environment, we must continue to build and strengthen our environmental resilience.
Agriculture Minister Carl Samuda says logistics are in place for agricultural inputs to be equitably distributed to farmers affected by the recent heavy rains. This as the ministry reports that the mid-May rains resulted in an estimated $794 million in damage to the sector. In a statement yesterday, Minister Samuda said over 10,000 farmers were affected. The vast majority suffered crop losses of $718 million, while another 1,400 farmers had livestock losses of an estimated $76.2 million. Teams from the Rural Agricultural Development Authority are still on the ground conducting damage assessments as more areas become accessible. The Ministry of Health has allocated additional resources for vector control activities. A total of $65 million is being provided to procure supplies and employ temporary vector control workers to go into the field. It includes an immediate allocation of $16 million to target increased mosquito breeding in parishes most affected by the recent heavy rains. An overall 500 temporary workers will be hired to do educational and larvicidal activities island-wide from June to August, as the ministry also looks ahead to that period's seasonal increase in vector-borne diseases transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Heightened vector control activities will include oiling where there is pooling of water, increased fogging and larvicidal treatment, and monitoring for mosquito breeding sites. But even as the ministry takes proactive steps to eradicate mosquito breeding sites, it has indicated that there are no current indications of an outbreak of any vector-borne disease. Construction is now underway on the Portmore Municipal Corporation Administrative Building. Ground was broken for the $190 million 3-story building on Wednesday. It's being built by HDB Construction Limited and is set for completion in February 2019. Local Government and Community Development Minister Desmond McKenzie says the new administrative building will give the mayor and councillors room to better serve citizens.
You are now going to be in a better position to meet with your constituents, to offer the kind of service that the people of Portmore is longing for. You need an atmosphere that is conducive to service delivery. This is the beginning of a new start for local government.
He says similar improvements are coming for other municipal buildings, with St. Thomas earmarked for the next development. And finally, Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith says this year's Diaspora Conference is poised to be results-oriented. The minister was addressing this week's Canada launch of the Jamaica 55 Diaspora Conference held in Toronto. The 2017 conference will be held from July 23 to 26 at the Jamaica Conference Center in Kingston under the theme Partnering for Growth. Minister Johnson-Smith says it's designed to facilitate open dialogue, deepen the process of engagement, and define meaningful areas of cooperation while expanding into new and innovative avenues for partnership.
It is my intention to ensure that we build on the achievements of past years, and that coming out of this conference, we can create even more effective mechanisms for specific, measurable, and actionable outcomes aligned to people's priorities.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.